Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. I hope you're doing well. I'm doing well. I'm doing great. So today we are going to be reviewing Ghost the Rapper and his friend Cloudy's duo album together, Death Row. So I didn't know this was coming at all. It's pretty much a surprise project. The only hint that they were working on something collaboratively is that on their Instagram, both of their stories were this, meaning that they've been sentenced to death row because of murder, which I admit is pretty clever. Everyone thought it was like a prank at the time, but apparently it was just a nice way of announcing their album, Death Row. So today I'm going to be reviewing it, and if you haven't seen, I already reviewed Ghost the Rapper's debut album, On the Rise, and if you haven't seen that video, click up there. There should be a card right here. So click up there if you haven't seen it. I gave it a 7 out of 10 because it's a pretty good album. And I hope this one will be too. So I'm going to go take a listen to it. And then I'll give you my thoughts. Let's do it. That was an album. So let's go through this. I'm going to go through track by track. And I've written down some notes. So I'm going to be using those. I'm going to give you guys my thoughts on each track. And then my overall thoughts on the project. So this project is about murdering the rap game, obviously, because of the prelude into it and some of the songs on it. So let's go through it. So the first song we have on this project is Gave Up a Lot. So in this song, Ghost and Cloudy are talking about how they, how their past and how they got into doing rapping and how they gave up a lot to be doing rapping. And it's a pretty clever song. It's a hard-hitting beat. It makes sense considering the project is called Death Row. The chorus is pretty decent, and I've been pretty critical of Ghost's choruses in the past, but this one is pretty good. And see, they use some clever bars. The only thing I didn't really like about the song is that Cloudy's verse is like decent, but he doesn't really say anything compared to Ghost, where he's actually talking about something. So those are my overall thoughts on that track. I kind of liked it. I think it's one of the better tracks in this album, but unfortunately, that's about where the positive things for this album end for me. And yes, this is the first song. Next up on the track list, we have Don't Look at Me. This song is very, very strange. It starts off strange. It has a strange beat because if you consider the song before it, it doesn't make sense at all. The chorus is decent, I'll give them that, obviously. It's okay. And it's the same kind of topic, at least they link the topics together. Definitely not the beats whatsoever, but the topics they link together pretty nicely. The bars on this are so terrible. Ghost's bars are literally the laziest writing I've ever seen. Take your picture while you're at it. I pop more shots than a whiskey addict. He says that 8 times throughout the course of the song, in a row. 4 times in one part of the song and 4 times in the other. And it honestly makes me not want to look at him. And another thing, Cloudy throughout the entire song could not for the life of him be more monotone. He is talking like this, and he does not have any emotion whatsoever. There is no soul in his rapping, and it's just almost unbearable to listen to. There's no substance. It's just nothing, and it's a lazy song with a decent chorus. Same topic as Gave Up a Lot, but it's just lazy. That's how I describe this song, lazy. Next up on the track list, we have Stop the Party. Now, I actually like the song. It's one of the few high points on this album, and I like it. It's a groovy dancehall beat. Ghost's verse is a little bit choppy, but it's okay. Cloudy's verse is recorded terribly, but it's catchy. And what's not to like? It's a catchy song. You can play it in a club. You can play it whenever. Just like if you want to have a nice time, you just play the song. It's really catchy. You start bobbing your head. You tap your foot. You tap your finger, and what's not to like about it? The only one question I have after listening to the song is, what does this have to do with murdering the rap game? Because the impression that this album gives off, the album cover, the album name, the first two songs, it gives you the impression this album's gonna be filled with hard hitting beats, some like intense vocals, and some really like intense bars. But this is like, I don't know, like this, if Pitbull was a little bit younger, this could be like something he'd record back in his early days. It's still a good song, don't get me wrong about it. It just doesn't feel like it fits here. It's just all I'm trying to say. But it's a good song. Next up in this album is Moments Before. Now this is another song where the beat just does not make any sense relating to the topic of the album. It's slow and emotional, which is just the complete opposite of what this album should have been. The chorus on this track is it's not bad and it's not good either. It's kind of just like there. And the worst part about this track is Cloudy's verse. It's so bad. He has the rhyming schemes of like a 4-year-old child. It's like a lot of his bars are just, they end in bad, mad, glad, and sad. And once again, his voice is just so monotone that it could put you to sleep. If you're trying to fall asleep, just play his verse like on a low volume. You can fall asleep to it. And Ghost's verse on the song is okay, but it leaves you wondering, just as a whole, what is this song about? And once again, what does it have to do with murdering the rap game? Like, who knows? And now on the track list we have On My Own. So on this track we have Cloudy singing, which for the chorus, which I did not like. It's pretty questionable, and his ability is subpar compared to his rapping. And I'm pretty sure this is a song about Ghost's person of interest. The beat is okay. Once again, it's kind of emotional, but, you know, we've already established that it doesn't make any sense to have an emotional beat on an album called Death Row. So, and once again, what does rapping about a person of interest have to do with murdering the rap game? And like, the themes in this album are just like, they're not consistent, and him and Cloudy are just bouncing around all over the place, trying to hit everything they want to, but somehow missing everything and just making it worse. And this is about halfway through the project, and now I was kind of wondering what the purpose of this project was, because it's not really clear. And now on the album Death Row we have I Think I'm Dead. Once again, emotional song on an album titled Death Row. Murdering the rap game? No. This song has a pretty questionable topic. They're rapping pretty vaguely, so you can't really tell. I think what I was able to get out of it was that they're talking about like their worth and their position in the rap game. There's a lot of strange bars on it, like Cloudy basically just saying, you know I'm dead, and then something else, and then you know I'm dead. What is it about? Who knows? And once again, so monotone. No emotion, no substance, nothing, nada, zip, 0, nil. And it's kind of, the album is just taking a huge downfall here. It's just going down and down with these terrible, terrible songs, not put together well, not sung or rapped well, questionable topics and questionable themes, terrible bars, and not fitting the entire purpose of the album. What is the purpose of the album? And now we have I Get a Flow. Now, here's something I can appreciate about this song. It is most relatable to what this project is seemingly about. It has a hard-hitting beat, they're rapping pretty intensely, and, you know, Death Row. It makes sense. It's one of the only songs on this project where it makes sense what, like, the general aesthetic of the song is about. One of the most ironic things I found out about this song is that Ghost says, I think once, we're not doing this for attention. And it's pretty funny because considering how lazily this project was put together, I think they're doing it for attention. which is just my opinion. And additionally, Cloudy has just given up trying on his verses. They're so bad, I don't even have anything else to say about them. And then for the second verse for Ghost, his first verse was actually talking about something, but then the second verse was kind of just a lyrical, miracle, spiritual, individual kind of thing. He doesn't really say anything. And yeah, it's just continuing the streak of terrible, terrible songs in this album. And now we have Wrong Squad. Another thing I can appreciate about this song, also compared to I Get a Flow, is that it transitions nicely, because it's like has the same kind of aesthetic, and it fits to Death Row once again. So there's that. But then, other than that, that's where the positives end. Once again, not saying anything. They're basically just saying, "Oh, I'll kill you if you roll up on me, and I'm so much better than everyone else." And like it in a song called in an album called Death Row, if you have a hard hitting beat and you're saying this kind of stuff, it doesn't really make sense, because people usually do these kinds of things on happy, chill beats. They don't. People use those kinds of beats to say what Ghost and Cloudy were saying in this song, basically just saying nothing, because Ghost and Cloudy did not say anything of significance in this song. And also, Ghost has one of the choppiest flows I've ever heard in my entire life, and overall I think the song is just garbage. Second to last on this project, we have Catastrophe featuring Manception. Now, chorus is absolutely terrible. It's so bad. It's like Cloudy's just mumbling his way through it. You can get 1 out of every 10 words is understandable, and it's just terrible. Ghost's verse is alright. I think one of the better verses he's had on this album. Another thing I can appreciate about this album, it links back to the other 2 songs, because it's a hard-hitting beat. It's full of emotion, and Cloudy and Ghost and Manception, they use emotion, but that's about it. Cloudy's verse, terrible, but we've kind of gotten used to that at this point, so it's okay. Manception's verse is the best out of the 3, but it's still trash. It's he has the best flow out of all of them, he has the best bars, but it's still not good compared to the other ones and everything else in this album. It's still better than the other 2, but it's still not good. And once again, just bragging, not really murdering anything. They're kind of murdering themselves. They're not murdering the rap game, they're murdering themselves in the song. It is a catastrophe. This song is a catastrophe. And last song on this project is Death Row, the album's name. It's the best verse from Cloudy we've ever heard on this entire album, but it's still bad. And also, Ghost's verse is very strange. Who knows what he's talking about? The beat is okay. I think it's okay, personally. But the song leaves me questioning, what the hell was this album? What was the purpose of it? And yeah, it's bad. Let's move on to my overall thoughts. So here are my overall thoughts on the album Death Row by Ghost the Rapper and Cloudy as their first duo album. This is one of the worst projects I have heard in a long time. It's put together terribly, the bars are lazy in pretty much all of the songs, and all of the features from Cloudy were absolutely unbearable, except for almost the last one. The flows throughout the whole album are just not good, and I'm left wondering what the purpose of this project was. And it's a shame as well, because Ghost is so much better than this. On the Rise is incomparable to this piece of garbage album. So my final sentence is this. Yes, they murdered the rap game, but not in the right way. I'm thinking a 0 to a 1 out of 10 on this album. Thank you so much for watching this album review. Make sure to subscribe if you want to see more, and let me know down in the comments what other videos you want me to make. I'm going to be making more, as you know, because I am on summer break, and I have a laptop, a personal laptop now, not a school one, so I can record videos, which is really awesome because I love doing it, and it's great. So I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.